welcome back to Space Engineers Contact. We are getting much closer to contact with the Factorum, which is the people I forgot the name of in the last episode. But we need to really kind of get set up here in space. Because this little launch craft I have, or landing craft I guess technically, is not going to be able to do what we need it to do. Well, I could probably go visit, but I think I would be quickly eviscerated. So, we're roughly in a good spot, pretty much right above our old base, which is good in terms of having access to resources. I think what I'm going to do here, just bring us up a little bit into the sky, partially to get away from the edge of gravity, because if you build too close to the edge of gravity, it's usually a pain in the butt. Well, getting down, there's going to have to be some positional flying anyway, so I could go over into those asteroids, or I could just kind of sit here. The benefit of here is I'm kind of out more in the middle, so I can go to those asteroids quickly, but I can also go to that one fairly quick. I'm closer to some of these other further out ones. Though now that I'm thinking about it... Ooh. Yeah, this thing is it is a slow turner. It's to the point that it's better for me to use the arrow keys, like I'm flying a massive ship. I think I've sold myself on building in here. Just in this little cluster to start with. So my plan, and I've talked about it previously, I'm going to build some sort of basically space station up here. And I don't think I'm actually going to like connect it to an asteroid. I don't think I'll have it be a physical set thing, partially because I see some value in having an entire station that can move. So I don't think it'll have like, oh hey, my unknown signal is in here. I forgot about that. Anyway, I don't think my station will have like, it's not going to be a big ship. It's definitely going to have a feel of a space station, but some basic maneuvering thrusters coupled with a jump drive. You know, the difference between a spaceship and a space station is kind of just, you know, in the naming. And with a sort of semi-mobile space station, I'd be able to, you know, say I decide Earth is no longer as valuable to me and I want to go to Mars or the alien planet, wherever those are. Up there. You know, say I want to travel onward, or say I want to get to the moon side of Earth. That is somewhere else. So yeah, mobile space station type thing. I think that will be fun. Let's real quick, I think, yep, that depressurizes the cabin. I don't know if the cabin will depressurize. Yeah, we got to low O2, but that's it, because I think the tank was pretty much full. And yeah, I think I'm going to, just for starters here, I do have just a little bit of steel plate. I'm going to go out and just build just sort of a cube, essentially just a placeholder. And actually, I guess while I'm at it, if we're going to make this a little, if this is just our starting base, I'll basically build like a starter base in space. Yeah, this is kind of equidistant from the asteroids. We have a battery. Let's get... I think I have to go basic refinery, basic assembler, because I didn't build... I don't have the parts I'd need for the others, and you need these to build the sort of next tier, as it were. So, basic refinery, basic assembler, battery, Then go 2 solar panels. Most of this, aside from the battery is going to be sort of my core block of the station, I guess. Most of the rest of this is probably going to go away, but it'll allow me to start this as, you know, starter base, but in space. And I should hopefully have enough resources on board to produce all of this stuff in the basic assembler. Which I guess now that I have it positioned, I should fly closer. And I guess just because I'm up here, the signal may have already exploded. Let's just see what we can get. Depending on what signal, what pod it is, there may be some valuable resources. And there aren't. Yeah, but I got some more rainbow boots. And another basic grinder, and a Sabroid plushie. Aha. That makes it all worth it. And I figured I'd check before I put everything to production, because I can never remember these things. So, this does not allow for production of battery stuff in the basic assembler. So, I have the battery, and it will be important, but I have to build the rest first. Now, it's been a while since I was on the moon. And on the moon, you have to use solar power for starter bases. I'm hoping 2 solar panels is enough, in the sun to produce the power I need to run these things. Or at least one of the things at a time. Because for a starter base, especially for this, because I've got so many raw materials, all I need really is the assembler up and running, and I can build the battery, and that should, alleviate most of my power issues. But I should I think 2 solar panels will be enough. While we're waiting for that, let's go scout these asteroids. Hopefully there's some useful material on here. Hopefully I'll be able to find some of it. Okay, so we've got some nickel. Oh, really? Okay. It's not... Oh, it is a little on the surface. We've got platinum. Nickel and platinum. Not used to that, but... Alright. Now, ironically, platinum is incredible to have this early. Unfortunately, I'd also need, like iron would be nice. Oh, look at all that platinum. Well, that gives me a major jump start. I guess worst case, too. Oh, these things are lousy with platinum. If I could find a little uranium, that might be too much to ask for, but... Yeah. Okay, there's more nickel on this one. Worst case... If I can mine the actual rock for iron and whatnot. So it's not the worst thing in the world if it's just, just nickel and platinum. Just platinum is good enough. Pretty much that unlocks all... in somewhat limited numbers, because I have to go back to Earth for gold and silver, but I can build pretty much everything block-wise up until we get to the stuff we're looking for. Okay, well, glad I did that. Oh, another thing that would have been handy, though, would be if there were ice up here. Maybe that asteroid is far enough away, it should have some other stuff. So this will be a good start. And it means I can... any ships I build up here can be ion only, you know, without fuel requirements, but I do still need air to breathe. And a little bit of hydrogen for the jetpack. It is a bit painful. I got so used to the super speed assembler down at the Earth base. This is painful. I can practically see all the numbers and the percentage. Well, we're close. Let's see. Okay, so first off, so I need 280 kilowatts in. Okay. We aren't getting great sun, but the sun is also behind a rock at the moment. Now, hopefully... Trying to remember where the sun's arc went. Because I think it rose over there and went around this way? So maybe it rises over there and went around this way. And maybe high enough up that the planet doesn't actually block the sun. If that's the case, then we're good for power. It'll only be these closer asteroids that cause an issue. But if not, then, well, we may not be using this for a while. But truthfully, part of why this exists, the main reason I wanted to build something out here right now, so I can do that. So now, even though this thing is free floating, it cannot be bumped around and start drifting off, which is important as, you know, the station that I'm going to use. And I guess... if I have enough to build a connector, maybe I build a connector off this and then I can power this with the batteries on board here. It's not a bad idea. Plus, it'll allow me to... It'll be a little bit of extra cargo on board. And it will allow me to eventually recharge this thing off of this, if I ever reach the point where that's a viable option. Uh-oh, crud. What? Oh, small steel tubes are going to be my issue. I have one. Yeah, the other thing is these solar panels are not at a good angle. Eventually, I'll probably have them on rotor turret rigs so that they constantly aim at the sun. But for now, there's not really a good way to do that. Well, hopefully as the sun drops a bit, I'll get more power on there and be able to produce. It is a pain because this max output value is what's being given based on how much sun is on them. It would be nice to know a total maximum. I'm sure people do, and I could Google it, but it would be nice to know it in-game so I didn't have to Google. I could go and see if that unknown signal is one of the ones that has some tubes in it. I mean, I'm waiting for stuff to build anyway. Let's go check this out. It is a little bit janky, but I mean, if they're free tubes over here, it would be silly not to make use of them. This may have a couple. Good old leopard welder. Ah, one from the antenna. That's the parachute. Now, I do have 40 more steel and some more cash. I guess if I get really desperate, I can fly around and try and find a station to buy tubes from. Where will we... Maybe just up here on the cargo container. We'll have our little plushy friend. Okay, we're now getting 3 bars worth of produce. Ah, dang, I was hoping that control panel would still be visible. I think I can peek through the girder here. Okay. So we're getting about, we'll just say 90 kilowatts, so 180 kilowatts. It needs 280. Let's see if it can just eke out some tubes for us. It made some. And do any more? Come on, you can do it. Maybe... Now, why didn't it make 2 if it can't make more now? Oh, hold on. The refinery may be sucking some of the power. Yep. Ah. Okay, there we go. So now we can... I should be able to turn the refinery on. We should be able to dock up to this base. And then power everything. Or at the very least, transfer over materials. But I guess it's not a bad idea to fully power as well. Get the battery going, then maybe I go scout some of the nearby asteroids. So now... yep, I can just get into the gap. It is producing in the right thing. That's good. We've got full sun. So about 124 kilowatts of juice per panel. That plus the batteries on the lander should be enough to get this built. Now, that's one thing I didn't think about with the lander. It wouldn't have been a bad idea to fit in an engine. I guess it would have to go here. Or I could move the O2H2 gen over here, which makes sense because I can access the inventory from this panel. Then an engine up there. But I don't think it'll even be necessary because once this battery's built... Oh, okay. Well, there is our answer. The planet will occlude our sun. So nighttime up here is not good for power. Okay, maybe I do want an engine. Well, that's another good reason to have this thing all conceptually mobile. Okay, while it finishes production here, I think I may send myself to this asteroid, because that looks closer than the other one. Just want to do a little bit of long-range scouting while I wait. That way I know what's up here. And if I can find some ice, I may throw an engine on the landing craft just as a sort of secondary backup power source. Or if I just find uranium, that would be cool. this. Oh. Okay. Hello, sun. I was just thinking this would be easier if I could see the surface. But I'm thinking this has nothing. So that's fine. I'll call that good. Battery components should be built by now. I will probably focus on essentially just building, building up enough solar panels and batteries that I can survive darkness for, half of a day. And in truth, depending on what I'm doing, one battery allowed to get fully full is probably enough. That is... There's our front. There's the front. Yep, so pretty much full of power. Slowly draining, but that should be enough. Keep things going. Now how much... actually... Curious if that will mess up air tightness. Depressurize is still on, but because it turned blue, I think that means it's viable. That's good because this will allow me full access to the large cargo system without, having to sneak through an awkward crack. I may do something here to make it a little less awkward looking. Okay, so I have 112 steel plate. Let's go ahead. I'm going to do some quick laying out, I think. Yeah, which shouldn't be an issue because I'm not blocking the sun right now. There's no sun to block. Okay. So I sort of envisioned this as being like a big ring. Sort of, big ring with tower through the middle. Type of space station. Then I'll probably do some modification to do all the stuff I need. I feel like I probably want these to go out further, though. So each of these spokes is going to be 15 blocks wide. So that, plus some towers and whatnot. That should be a good size in terms of internal volume to have everything I want in here. Part of me really would like to build this entire thing out of heavy armor. But I think heavy armor... It would make sense for a station to be sort of a heavy unit thing. But it's just so much material to gather. There's going to be a lot of steel. Maybe once I get the... If I get the superstructure built, I may, at some point attempt an upgrade of it. At least armor in key areas. Oh yeah. That's a good arc, and I think this'll be a good size. Just so I'm not obstructing solar panels with my building. That we have some sun again. Gonna move these to the outer edges. Then I should be able to add, with how I've laid this out, I can add 4 of them. And then eventually, of course, add more and make them better. But for now... Alright. 4 solar panels that are going to be useless for a bit now. But we've got battery, Got big battery. We've got some of the basic assembler refinery stuff. I guess the last thing to do really would be get a, proper refinery and assembler up. That way I can actually do the refining I'm going to need to do. Ooh, actually, yeah. That's connected around there. I am going to build things. Let's have, yeah, a T-piece there. Because then, so I can have the refinery, and it's sort of partially built into the floor, which is a little odd, but should be fine. Then I can get rid of those and have this style assembler. Yeah, and this will give me some interesting sort of stair passage options I can do, because of course I can climb up here, then maybe from in here I have stairs going up a level eventually. I'll be able to go down a level. My plan is to basically have at least this middle area will be 2 blocks tall. So I'll have that, then those two things, and then like that guy there. That means, so this will be the roof. This stuff will be exposed for, production stuff. I'll have probably another sort of floor up above here that'll have some stuff going on. Then another floor going down below with stuff going on. Yeah, I think that should work. So let's get the stuff we're going to need for these. Hopefully I have enough materials to produce them. So 10,000 iron. That'll be the only thing I'll struggle with, and I have 20k iron. Alright, so while that goes on, sun should hopefully keep things charged up reasonably. Just make sure this isn't depleted in, okay, 6 hours. That is not 5 minutes. While this goes on, I'm going to check out this other asteroid, because it's shiny and looks like it might be ice. And if it is ice, that would be handy. Oh, okay. Less shiny up close. That's fine. Let's see if it has any good stuff. Really, the best thing I could find nearby would be cobalt. Because cobalt is gonna, well, cobalt is critical. Oh! Okay, it's not much, but that is a good sign. Is there any more around here? I should say there's no, like, I've not been here yet. I did not.
Energy low.
No, that's not good. I did not know there was a little bit of cobalt here. It might just be a little bit. Okay, there's silver. Silver is good. Maybe there's more cobalt about. We can always explore a little more heavily here later on. Okay. So I've got over there. That looks far away. There was one that was like felt close. I'm not seeing it now. I believe that's gravity down there, so we'll avoid that. Maybe that was the other asteroid? Or is that the one I already I think that's the one I checked that had nothing. All of that is nearby. Did I go to that one? And I think I've more or less seen all the stuff around here, which sucks because that means I'm just waiting. And waiting and waiting. Oh, okay, looking at this, I think maybe instead of having this the way I have it, let's do, if I do my T-junction this way, I can then cut that out, do a, oh no, potentially do a mistake. Yeah, I don't think this side is connected anymore. Whoopsie. Easy way to check how many solar panels are on the grid. Yep. Because I have those two are now detached. Crud, okay. Merge block time. Hopefully I have enough parts for that. My thought was, well here, I can I guess finish my thought. So, T-piece going there. If I then have, maybe we do another T-piece just to give options. Going there straight down. I can then have the sort of main base cargo dead center down here. And it's real close to the manufacturing stuff. Kind of out of the way. Unfortunately, I lopped off an arm to do it. There may be enough parts in here. Because I don't need these merge blocks to exist long term. I sort of just need it to reconnect. Alright. Took a couple trips, but hello? Oh. I wonder if the ship is part of the issue here. Put all that back in, put the rest of the junk in there. In reality, it's probably worth just grinding down. In fact, you know what? I have a gist of the plan here. I'll just grind down this arm. That gets me a little bit more resources back, and I can just move these solar panels somewhere else. Okay, and now we have a full refinery. Which shouldn't do anything because I don't believe I have any ores at the moment. And just need the steel plate. We'll have an assembler. Alright. So that done. Let's go ahead and I think that's a connection point. I should be able to hopefully move everything into the connector. Probably not. Maybe. No. Well, that should work out anyway. So I can now get rid of these guys. Uh-oh. Okay. That silicon can stay. It's getting mighty cold. There we go. Am I... Yes, I am still connected, which means that was a connection point and I didn't just sever the connector, which would have been a pain because that's the only cargo I have at the moment. Guess in reality these pipes are temporary because that connector is probably not going to exist in the middle of the base. Get some assorted bits in here. And I should hopefully be able to build out some of this. Stick our cargo container there just so that it's ready to rock. And there we go. Still a few more plates to put in that. Let's get to the more attractive side. But yeah, it's not much, but this is the start of a base. And a pretty, not a start base. This is basically the core that's probably going to stay with this thing forever. So I guess it's not too flashy progress compared to last time, but this is all important stuff that needs to get done. And now that it's done, it leaves me with plenty of time next time to work on probably a large grid mining rover, or ship, not rover. I could build a rover, but it's not going to do much up here. But yeah, large grid, small for a large grid, but it'll allow me to use the better, higher range ore detector and all the other, useful bits. But that is all to come in the future. So for now, thank you everybody so much for watching. Feel free to check out the other stuff I've done or subscribe if you want to. Until next week, bye bye.